Have you noticed your heart feeling heavier lately? Like something is shifting even though nothing has visibly changed yet? That feeling is not random. It is a sign. And in the next few minutes, you will understand exactly why. Before we go further, comment, "I claim this" below. It tells me you are open to receiving this message, and it helps this energy flow more clearly between us. Type it now, then keep reading, because what comes next was meant for you. Dear one, there are moments in life when simply waiting stops being enough. Not because the feeling has faded, but because life itself is asking for something more. That is exactly what is happening with the person who loves you right now. They have reached a point where staying still feels just as hard as walking away would. The wish to be close to you has grown so big it no longer fits inside old habits and old excuses. Your soulmate has understood something simple but powerful. Either they do things differently, or they lose the thing that matters most. And that thing is you. They have tried every safe path already, trusting time, trusting life to sort itself out, waiting patiently for circumstances to line up. None of it gave their heart what it truly wanted, which is to have you near. So something inside them is changing. They are letting go of old patterns and stepping out of endless waiting. Because real love needs more than a feeling tucked quietly away inside. It needs action. This does not mean their patience ran out. It means their desire grew, so much that it can no longer stay a quiet wish. For a while, this person tried to be logical, weighing every option, waiting for the right moment. But when love is this strong, thinking with logic alone feels like living half a life, and your soulmate does not want to live halfway anymore. They never truly did. Welcome to the Angel's Message for You original channel. Please check the channel name carefully. It's Angel's Message for You. This is our only official channel. Beware of copycat and fake channels. Stay connected to the original source to receive authentic angel messages and true blessings. A very special thank you to Elaine and Freddie for sowing your seed for Soulmate here through Ko-Fi link. Super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you always. Thank you for your beautiful support. Blessings always. Love for this person can no longer stay a nice idea in their head. It has become something urgent, something they want to actually do. This change did not come from a sudden impulse. It came from feeling so much, wanting so deeply, and picturing a life with you so clearly that waiting quietly stopped making sense. Some things have to be built, even if building them takes courage, and courage is never in short supply when someone loves you the way this person does. Something is about to happen that has never happened before between the two of you, and it is not shallow or careless. It comes from real urgency in the heart, from finally understanding that doing the same thing over and over brings the same result. You are part of an old dream that keeps growing bigger inside them, and all they want now is to turn that dream into something real, with you actually there, living side by side with the intensity of someone who refuses to waste any more time. This person has been looking inward, recognizing how important you are. Being close to you is no longer only a wish. It has become something their heart genuinely needs, and this is not coming from loneliness or lack. It is coming from real love, a love that wants to care for you, to be near you, to build something together, a love that no longer wants to survive on guesswork and waiting, but wants to live through real action, real presence, and real openness. By choosing to look for a new way, your soulmate is promising themselves they will not waste another day avoiding what actually matters. And what matters most right now is you. The chance to finally live a love that feels whole, without half-said words or absences dressed up as hope. A love that becomes real because it refused to stay stuck where life once got hard. That is why this message is reaching you today, to share what is moving inside the heart of someone who cares for you more deeply than you may realize. This love has decided to act. The season of simply hoping is over. A new chapter is starting, filled with real action, real change, real intensity. And you deserve to know this. Dear one, there was a quiet moment recently when something inside your soulmate simply clicked into place. It was not dramatic and it was not planned. It was a sudden wave of clarity, a feeling that came with understanding that something truly had to change. Waiting was no longer bringing peace or results. What once felt like patience slowly turned into exhaustion. And when that happens to someone who genuinely loves another person, they cannot keep moving forward the old way. This person looked inward with total honesty and realized time had already done everything it could. But waiting, no matter how long, had not built any bridges. It had not brought you closer. It only left their heart hanging in a place where nothing gets solved, only postponed, and postponing has become a risk your soulmate is no longer willing to take, because the love they carry for you is far too meaningful to leave up to chance. Life has been gently showing them, little by little, that feeling something deeply is not enough on its own, that waiting alone does not create what the heart truly longs for. And then came the decision. Their heart could no longer stay stuck in the same attempt that never seems to finish. It is time to try things differently. This step is being taken with full awareness. There is no rush of impulsiveness here, only urgency guided by real purpose. Now this person is searching for a different path, a road never walked before, a new way to get closer to you, because they understand repeating old attempts will not work. Life has already made it clear that without real action, the dream of being together would stay just a dream, and that is exactly what your soulmate refuses to accept. Simply imagining you is not enough anymore, when what they truly want is to actually live life with you. For a long time, this person believed fate would take care of everything on its own. But time kept passing, and nothing changed. That hurt not from guilt, but from frustration, from trusting time too much and trusting their own strength too little. That quiet disappointment became the spark, pushed them to understand there was only one way forward: change. Let go of the waiting and take hold of their own story. The decision has been made, and it involves you completely, the dream of being together, not as some far-off possibility, but as an everyday reality. What is forming inside them now is a plan with real direction, a longing turned into motion, a new way of reaching you because the old ways no longer make sense. That is why you may have noticed small shifts around you lately. Thoughts feel clearer. Ideas feel more certain. Now that your soulmate has decided to change everything, life itself will start to rearrange around that choice. Things that felt stuck will begin to move again. Situations that once seemed blocked may suddenly open up, because when someone shows up with a pure heart and honest intentions, the world tends to respond, and that response usually starts small, with signs that speak directly to your heart, with small actions that begin paving the road ahead. This is not about rushing. This is about truth. The truth of someone tired of waiting who has finally understood that time already taught them everything it can. Now it is about doing, about creating real opportunity, about moving closer with courage, even while things still feel uncertain, because this person no longer needs guarantees. They just need you and a real chance to live by your side. This love has not been quietly waiting for some perfect moment. It has been growing the whole time, and the more it grew, the harder it became to just stay still. That is why your soulmate is shifting how they think, feel, and act, all with one clear purpose: reaching you. What is coming may surprise you, not because of how intense it feels, but because of how steady and grounded it is. Your soulmate is not trying to impress you. They want to actually live life with you, to include you in their real plans, to look at you with the quiet confidence of someone who has decided to go all in on this feeling. Dear one, when someone loves as deeply as your soulmate loves you, what actually hurts is not the time passed or the challenges faced. What weighs heavy is looking at everything they feel and realizing they still have not had the chance to live this love the way they have always dreamed. That feeling has become part of this person's everyday life more strongly than ever, and it is exactly what awakened their decision to change how they act. This pain has a name, a reason, and a direction. It comes from a deep longing to have you close and to build something real with you, not as a fantasy, but as something lived every day, with presence, care, and simple everyday routine. Loving you has become the center of this person's most important plans, and not being able to reach out and touch you, to speak with you the way they long to, that is what tightens their chest the most. Picturing you in their daily life, quietly making plans, imagining what it would be like to be by your side, all of that has been constant. But now, what bothers this person most is exactly that. Imagining too much and actually living too little. It feels suffocating because your soulmate no longer wants to only deal in dreams. They want reality, real shared moments, a simple but present life together. This is not about being needy. It is about a love that has grown too big to stay hidden in thoughts, the kind of feeling that calls for action. As much as this person has tried to stay calm and patient, they have reached a point where waiting starts to feel like choosing to live only halfway. And when the heart understands that, everything begins to shift. Pain turns into momentum, and momentum turns into direction. Your soulmate once believed things would naturally fall into place, that feeling deeply would be enough for time to fix everything. But time did not fix it. Time only showed them that feeling alone cannot replace actually living with presence. Loving like this is not ordinary, and that is exactly why your soulmate no longer wants to waste another day pretending it is enough to simply feel something. The pain of not living this love the way it deserves has been the clearest sign that it is time to act differently, because this feeling no longer fits inside old limits. Your soulmate has already begun breaking through them, changing how they think, decide, and plan, all with one focus: getting closer to you in a way never tried before. This person no longer wants plans that only exist as good intentions. They want action. They want presence. They want real closeness. This decision was not made on a whim. It formed slowly, through nights of quiet reflection, through moments when everything around them seemed still except for their own heart. Their heart always knew. It always called out for you. And now there is no more room to just keep calling. It is time to actually go. All of this is born from a kind of pain that grew until it turned into direction. A pain that no longer wants to simply be felt, but wants to be healed through presence. The pain of loving you and not living that love the way it deserves has become the biggest force pushing this person to act, because now it is no longer about waiting for life to decide. It is about choosing to be an active part of the life they truly want. Dear one, it was not a dramatic scene or some specific big event. It was something quieter, and at the same time more powerful, that instant when, out of nowhere, the mind goes still, the heart feels heavy, and the truth simply becomes impossible to ignore. Continuing the same way was leading nowhere. That was the moment your soulmate understood they could not keep doing the same things while hoping for a different result. And in that exact instant, the decision to change everything took shape. Before we continue, dear soul, I'd like to invite you to do something meaningful for your soulmate journey. When fear whispers that someone else may take your place, remember that fear does not write your story. God does. Instead of letting worry fill your heart, choose faith. If you feel led, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the link in the video description and pinned comment. Let this simple act become your personal prayer, asking God to strengthen your heart, protect your soulmate, and guide both of you according to His perfect will. May His peace replace every fear, and may His love lead your journey in His perfect timing. May the kindness you give today return to you abundantly with peace, hope, and God's blessings. Let's continue with Angel Message. That moment carried real force because it came with such clarity. It was when this person looked honestly at everything they were feeling and realized the love living inside their chest was not being lived the way it should be. Not because the feeling was missing, but because the action was. Either something changes now, or the dream of being with you stays locked away as just a wish, with no path to becoming real. There was a deeply personal moment when this person paused everything, took a deep breath, and understood it was time to look at themselves with more courage. That was the moment the decision was born, to leave behind the version of themselves that only watched and only wished. The new choice was clear: do things differently. Because when someone truly loves another person, they do not just cross their arms and watch life pass by, and your soulmate has decided to stop crossing their arms. The decision was made with full awareness. It was not emotional or impulsive. It felt as if life itself had calmly and firmly shown them there was no more room for repeating old patterns. That is when your soulmate looked inward with real courage and said, quietly, "Now it's different. Now I will do what I haven't done before. Now I will truly try." And from that moment forward, everything began to shift. That moment became a real turning point in this person's heart, because it was never only about wanting something. It became about actually doing something, letting go of the comfort of simply feeling, and instead taking responsibility for what they long to live. The decision to change everything came almost as a relief, because waiting, even fueled by faith, had stopped feeling right. It was time to put their feet on the ground and their heart out front. You are part of all of this. It was because of you that this turning point happened. Thinking about you gave them the missing strength. Remembering everything they want to build by your side gave them the push toward a new path, because your soulmate wants more than to simply imagine you in their life. They want to actually see you in it, not someday but now, in every little detail, every single day. This change was not shallow. It ran deep, the kind of change that rearranges how someone sees the whole world, that pulls love out of pure imagination and plants it firmly in real life, that turns doubt into decision, that flips a switch and reveals the path forward. Your soulmate knows they cannot control everything, but they have understood they can do things differently. They can try. They can approach things in a new way. They can be clearer, more direct, more present, and that clarity is guiding the next steps. Everything you notice from here on will trace back to this exact moment. The signs that appear, the decisions that surprise you, the paths that cross in unexpected ways, all of it will reflect the choice your soulmate made when they realized nothing could stay the way it was. Because when someone loves like this, change is not a sacrifice. It is a commitment made with real courage, and this person wants to take part in building what they have always longed to live with you, to be part of your life not as a distant dream, but as a real, everyday presence. Dear one, after firmly deciding not to continue the way things were, your soulmate went deep into one essential truth. If love is still alive, and the desire to be with you is still this intense, then the only way forward is to find a different path. This understanding did not come from frustration. It came from a kind of maturity built through everything felt recently. This person realized that repeating the same roads was only pushing happiness further away. It was hard to accept that everything tried so far had not been enough, and it hurts to see that some efforts, even the ones made with a full heart, did not bring the hoped-for results. But that pain became fuel. It became proof that if the way of acting stays the same, the outcome never changes. This is not about crossing boundaries or forcing a feeling. It is about presence, about decision, about trading strategies that never worked for actions that genuinely connect with what this love truly needs. The goal is simple: finally living what has been longed for, being with you day after day, without distance, without delay. This search for new paths comes filled with real courage, because when someone chooses to do things differently, they also have to face their own fears, and that is exactly what this person is doing, facing the fear of taking the first step, facing the uncertainty of not knowing how they will be received. And yet, even with all of that, the decision holds. It is stronger than any doubt. Finding another way was the only real choice available, and that choice is already being put into motion. Even without guarantees, even without clear answers, this person would rather try than accept staying at a distance, because the fear of failing feels small compared to the fear of never even trying. Love has moved past all of that, and now, love is what leads the way. You may not notice it right away, but the signs are drawing closer. Small details will reveal that something new is coming, and that new is the direct result of a decision to try things differently. Because your soulmate is no longer waiting for life to hand things over. They are going after it. They are moving. They are creating real opportunities with their whole heart pointed straight toward you. Dear one, what has weighed most heavily on your soulmate's heart lately is realizing that continuing the same way is the same as drifting further from what they want most, which is you. Love, no matter how strong, needs to be paired with action, or it turns into a hope frozen in time, and this love no longer accepts being treated like something that can wait forever. This person realized that waiting even a little longer would mean risking losing everything, and that risk has become unacceptable. The love they feel for you has weight, depth, and real truth, but it needs room to exist in reality. It needs to fill time, attention, and life itself, and that can only happen when action comes first, when the heart steps out of thought and makes clear decisions. This love deserves more than quiet wishes sent into the universe, more than vague, unclear signs. It deserves presence, truth, and openness. It is far too powerful to be treated as something small, and that is why this person decided to change, not only for you but for themselves too, because they finally understood that loving without truly living it is a kind of pain no longer worth carrying. This moment calls for urgency, but a calm, mature, and conscious kind of urgency. Your soulmate no longer wants to idealize things. They want to actually make them real, and to do that, it was necessary to look at everything clearly, to see the mistakes made, the chances missed, the silences that only widen the distance between you. All of that became learning, and now this person refuses to repeat any of it. The decision to do everything differently is not about rushing. It is about emotional maturity, about understanding that truly loving someone is not just about feeling something, but about taking responsibility for what is felt. And your soulmate is taking on that responsibility because they understand you are not just a beautiful memory. You are part of a future that can still be lived, and for that to happen, everything that has not worked so far needs to be left behind. There is no more settling for half measures, no more living inside halfway connections. Now is the time to place this love where it belongs, in the present, and the present asks for action, for presence, for real openness. This change in attitude is already becoming a practice, a new way of thinking and behaving. Your soulmate is including you in their real plans, not just as an idea, but as a true priority, and that changes everything. It changes how this person sees things, how often they think about coming closer to you, the very energy that reaches you. The desire to live by your side every day has become their main goal, not some distant dream, but something being built right now. This kind of building needs a solid new foundation, different choices, the kind of action that leaves no room for old misunderstandings. Dear one, nothing your soulmate feels for you is small. Everything this person carries in their heart has grown so intensely that it has become impossible to simply imagine you nearby. Now, the need is to actually live by your side, and for that to happen, this person is willing to move past any barrier still standing between this love and the life it could have. Every thought that rises within them carries the same focus, reaching you with maturity, with real responsibility, with a clear understanding of what they are feeling. Love has begun to speak louder, and it refuses to be quiet. It wants to be lived with presence, with steadiness, with decision. If pride needs to be set aside, it will be. If something finally needs to be said, it will be said. If steps once thought impossible now need to be taken, they will be taken with real urgency, because being close to you has become a true purpose. This person is already making plans, and these are not just impulsive, emotional ideas. They are real, thought-out intentions shaped by everything they have learned over time. What did not work before became wisdom, and now every step is made with more awareness, not to control anything, but to create a real path forward, because your soulmate has realized that if it is not you, there is no point in forcing something with anyone else. You have become the center of this person's decisions, and this is not about being dependent on you. It is about priority. What is being built now is rooted in something so genuine that it demands real action. Because when someone's heart finds this much clarity about who they want beside them, everything that once seemed hard begins to feel possible. Your soulmate is ready to cross distances, change direction, and face doubtful looks from others, because loving you has turned into a certainty. This person is no longer satisfied with just imagining. Now, it is time to make it real, to reach you through actions that leave no doubt that this love still stands strong. Every decision is being guided by the desire to make you feel safe, loved, and respected. This person no longer wants to leave love just hanging in the air. They want to bring it to life through real gestures, showing up, being present, making themselves understood, even if that means stepping into the unknown, because the fear of not trying has grown bigger than the fear of being vulnerable. What this person is willing to do is not about sacrifice. It is about surrender, the surrender of someone who understands that love is not only about feeling something, but also about showing it, not with rehearsed lines, but through real actions, through change, through being available, through conscious choices. All of it is being prepared with you in mind. What was once just a desire has now become action. You may not fully realize it yet, but you are already surrounded by this energy. The changes coming your way are the direct result of a decision not to postpone what can be lived right now. The time for waiting has passed. Now is the time for action, and your soulmate has chosen to do whatever it takes to live this love with you in the most real and honest way possible. Dear one, nothing that has been happening in your soulmate's heart is by chance. Since realizing waiting would no longer be enough, everything has started to revolve around one clear decision: to make you the priority. And when that happens, even the smallest details of daily life start to reorganize themselves. Every plan now begins from the same place, to include you not as some maybe anymore, but as a real part of their life. You are now at the center of some important decisions. This is no longer about doubts or mixed-up desires. It is a certainty growing clearer with each day, and your soulmate has been making real changes in how they think, act, and carry themselves, all with the purpose of making room for you to fully and permanently enter their life. This plan involves real care, structure, and direction. Your soulmate wants to offer you more than nice words, to show you that this love is being treated with real seriousness, that it is not impulse, not loneliness, not distraction, but something being planned with both feet firmly on the ground. The actions being planned all have real intention behind them. They are steps lined up with what the heart genuinely wants to live with you, and even though this plan is still unfolding quietly, it is already in motion. You may not have noticed, but things have already started shifting. There is a new kind of energy around you, as if everything is preparing for a closeness that feels inevitable, because your soulmate is carrying a different energy now, thinking about you more clearly, taking actions that break through old barriers. Loving you every single day has become an urgent, meaningful plan. This person is considering meaningful changes, maybe in their routine, their surroundings, the paths they walk each day, and how they communicate, how they present themselves, how they stand in front of life. But whatever shape it takes, it is guided by one strong feeling, because when someone knows who they want beside them, they stop counting the effort it takes to make it real, and your soulmate already knows that person is you. If you knew how many times your name has echoed in their thoughts while all of this was being built, you would understand just how serious this truly is. There is no room here for games or empty words. What is being created now is something real, meant to last, a plan that involves all of you, soul and heart, with open eyes and clear purpose, because this love is done being interrupted by fear. This person wants to show you they did not come here to play with feelings. What lives inside their heart has real depth, devotion, and truth, and all of that will soon become clear. You will feel it through actions that make plain how much your presence is wanted, how much you are seen as an essential part of a plan already in motion. The love your soulmate feels for you no longer wants to stay contained. It wants to express itself, to reach you, to touch your life in a way you have never quite felt before. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to put you at the very center of everything. Dear soul, before we continue, I'd like to invite you to do something truly meaningful for your soulmate journey. The bond between soulmates is precious, and at times, it can feel vulnerable to negativity, envy, or the evil eye from the world around us, even when no harm is intended. If your heart is calling you to cover this connection with an extra layer of love, faith, and protection, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your intention, inviting the angels to watch over your soulmate connection, surround it with divine light, and guide it as it continues to grow in the right time and in the right way. If you feel led to do so, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May your kindness return to you multiplied, and may your soulmate journey be filled with peace, hope, and divine guidance. Let's continue with the angel message. Your soulmate is preparing to meet you with the certainty of someone who finally understands that this love cannot just be felt. It has to be lived, and you will be the central point of that choice. Everything is being built around the possibility of having you close, because at this stage, love is no longer just about wanting. It is about deciding, and that decision has already been made. Dear one, things have reached a point where fear no longer holds the same kind of power it once did. Because when love grows beyond measure, when it becomes part of someone's thoughts, plans, and choices, it starts clearing away everything that once caused hesitation. And that is exactly what is happening with your soulmate. The feeling for you has grown stronger than the fear of the unknown. Day by day, it is breaking down every bit of resistance that once stood in the way of this connection. Your soulmate no longer wants vague, directionless plans. Now, every decision comes with a real, concrete desire to reach you. The words once kept inside no longer fit within their heart. They want to come out, to be spoken clearly, with steady eyes, in front of someone who knows exactly why they are there. This person does not want to go unnoticed by you anymore. They want to be seen, to be felt, to be truly understood. When fear finally makes room for love, everything changes. Walls that once seemed impossibly high start to crumble. Distance stops feeling frightening. Doubt loses its grip because the feeling itself starts leading the actions. And that is exactly where your soulmate stands right now, ready to turn emotion into real presence, ready to come toward you with an open heart and a firm decision. That decision is you, not as some ideal, but as a real part of a life being built with more awareness than ever. Everything this person is about to do has one purpose: to approach you without any masks, to show through every action that this love has roots, structure, and truth, because the time for hesitation has passed. It was not easy to move past fear. It still shows up sometimes, but it no longer leads the way. It gets acknowledged, faced head-on, and moved through, because loving you stands above any excuse. When you notice this coming closer, you will understand it did not appear out of nowhere. It has been built with care, intention, and a deep wish to be near you. This person already knows what they want to say when they look into your eyes, what needs to happen for you to understand the depth of this love. And even if everything does not go exactly as planned, what matters most will still happen. Action, not impulsive action, but chosen action. Because loving you has become a reason strong enough to move past any remaining fear. Once the step is taken, nothing will be quite the same again. Because truth spoken from the heart changes everything. Honesty has the power to open doors that have stayed closed for far too long. And that is what is coming your way. A conversation that will bring light. A look that will reveal everything this person has held inside. A moment of openness that will no longer be delayed. And when it happens, you will see the change. You will understand this is not about empty words or promises. It is something real, a decision born from deep inner struggle, now finally showing up through action. This person does not want to win you over with speeches. They want to reach you with truth, with the energy of someone who is no longer afraid to be open and honest. The love your soulmate feels for you is so ready, so whole, that it can no longer stay still. And you will feel it in every gesture, every choice, because this person is not just coming to see you. They are coming with the intention to stay, to be part of your days, to build something together, to live something meaningful for both of you, not rushed, but fully and sincerely. In the days ahead, you may be surprised by something unexpected, a bold step, a message that catches you off guard, a direct approach. And when that happens, remember it is not a coincidence. It is the reflection of every decision already made, confirmation that fear has been faced and overcome, and that you have always been the strongest reason behind this transformation. Dear one, everything that has been building up to this point was never by chance. With every quiet realization, the truth has been drawing closer to you with greater clarity. Now there is nothing left to hide. Your soulmate has made firm decisions, left doubts and delays behind, and chosen to act in line with everything they feel. And at the center of all of it stands you. It does not matter how much time has passed, or how hard it was to realize that simply waiting was not enough. What matters now is that this person decided to do things differently. They are no longer waiting for a sign, an opportunity, or permission. They are simply following what their heart has already known. That loving you every single day is a dream that can no longer stay trapped only in imagination. It is the kind of love that has to be lived through real, tangible steps. Prepare yourself to notice changes. They may come through words, through actions, through small or big signs. It might be a message, an unexpected approach, or a conversation you did not see coming. But everything will carry real meaning and real truth, because now, the love your soulmate feels for you has taken shape, gained strength, and is moving forward with real purpose. Take a quick second before we move forward. Many channels are reposting and copying our content, but authentic energy cannot be duplicated. For the strongest positive connection and divine guidance, always listen from the original Angel's Message for You channel with the black logo base. Now, let's continue with the message your angels want you to hear. Nothing spoken here is guesswork. Everything shared is meant to help you understand just how strong, present, and determined this love truly is. So you know that the season of doubt and uncertainty is over. What comes next is real action, real decisions, the result of a choice made with an open heart and a clear mind. If you feel this message stirring something inside you, keep these words close. Pay attention in the days ahead, because this love is moving toward you with real intensity and clarity. And when it arrives, you will recognize it. You will feel that everything finally makes sense, because the heart always knows when what is coming is real. Nothing will ever be quite the same again. You have been placed at the center of someone's most important decision, and that choice is already unfolding. It is with you. Trust it. Allow it. Be present for it, because the love that is searching for you is closer than it has ever been. And always remember, this gentle presence is here guiding you, walking with you, sending you light and staying connected with you every single day. There is deep gratitude for everyone who chooses to be here, who opens their heart and allows this quiet spiritual connection to grow stronger each day. You are truly important to this shared journey of light, and you help carry forward a simple mission: spreading love, hope, and comfort to every soul who needs it. May you feel peace today. May you feel steady courage and quiet clarity as you face whatever comes your way. Know that you are never truly alone. There is love and strength being sent your way right now, so you can keep moving forward, calm, confident, and full of light. Thank you for being part of this gentle circle of light. May peace and blessings stay with you today and always, with infinite love. Dear beautiful soul, this Angel's Message for You channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.